So there have been a lot of questions this year with the digital LSAT, specifically how things like cancellations and retakes will look to admission officers, given that there have been some tech issues with the rollout of the digital LSAT, and a lot of folks didn't really know what to expect going into it. So what are you telling applicants who ask you about this sort of question?
Yeah, so it's a really good question, and I know it's been an issue for some students recently in particular. The first thing I would say is if you're not satisfied with your LSAT score, the number one rule is that you should definitely retake it. So regardless of kind of the reason, I definitely recommend retaking it if you felt like there was something that first time when you took it that kind of threw you for a loop or just made it so that you didn't necessarily get the score that you were achieving on your practice test or that you felt like you were capable of. So that's kind of the first thing. The second thing regarding cancellations, regarding, lower LSAT scores than an individual may want, I definitely do think it can be advantageous to write an addendum. It's one of those factors, though, where you're going to have to think about how you do on future LSATs. If you do take it again, how you did on a past LSAT. Obviously, you're not going to want to write an addendum if you have a 154 and then a 155.
Right. No, thanks for that. I think students often stress a little bit too much about writing an addendum when the answer so often is simply retake. I
Yep.
mean, there's no substitute for the score at the end of the day, right?
Yep. And, we are understanding of those issues. And if there was something that made your experience particularly difficult, or if you did have to, cancel, you can certainly write an addendum. Now, that being said, if you have one cancellation on an LSAT, that's not necessarily something you need to write an addendum for. Now, if you have three or four and it starts to become more of a pattern, that's where, you definitely want to consider writing an addendum explaining what those circumstances were.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.